Hey, fellow trade geniuses, this is Philip, and wanted to do a quick recap on Friday's afternoon trade. And I titled this video, When a Loser is a Winner. And as I've mentioned before, I don't like trading on Fridays. I took a trade before the Forex session close, which on Fridays is at 3 p.m. We had a trade set up, a signal on the Aussie dollar, actually a few of the dollar pairs because dollar was making a move. I like the Aussie dollar uh, for for that particular trade because the movement wasn't as it was a little more muted than the other pairs. The other pairs seemed to be more volatile. So when I saw the Aussie fire, we hadn't had a trade since Trump's press conference. Thursday was kind of a hangover day. Didn't really see anything. Premiums weren't good, and I didn't see anything worth that really nothing really set up on Thursday. I do get messages, about trades, and usually my response is, "Hey, less is more. If we have to sit on our hands for a couple days, so be it." My mistake was trying to get a trade out because there was a little bit of a dry spell, and that's kind of goes against my rules, so that's my fault. And the reason why I titled this video "When a Loser is a Winner" is because we get to see that when you don't follow rules, this is what can happen. And discipline is a big part of this game. I've been doing this a long time, but the human factor comes into play, and so it's just something that's always there. You always have to be aware of. So discipline. This is more about this is a discipline issue more than anything. And so I want you guys to, and for myself too, to be able to see, taking a trade that normally wouldn't be taken, but was taken because I was getting messaged about, hey, is there any trades today? You going to trade today? And kind of ignoring my own rule on Fridays. And the reason why I have that rule on Fridays is because it's a day. Generally, there's not a lot of setups anyway on Friday, and I think that's just the nature of Forex, and they close up shop at 3 p.m. But you can get, if you see a general across the board move on a currency, like which is what happened today, sometimes it can get a little frothy toward the end into 3 p.m. It wasn't a blowout loss as far as the signal goes. It almost actually won, and that was something that I wanted to show you. So the other part of this is kind of just showing you what I was looking at, which I like to do for you guys. So let's get into the trade itself. So here we have our Aussie dollar 60-minute chart up, and this was our expiration hour here. This bar ended at 4 p.m., or I'm sorry, 3 p.m. This was our expiration hour, and this algorithm recognize actually this is 74.98, I believe it was, and the 75.02. Both of those were above 90% probability of a win. The 75.02 only had a failure in once in the last 30 days. So I like to see that. I like to see the mid and long term probabilities in the mid 90s. And I also like to see some help from the chart. Now, what I was looking at was this level here was support. This obviously was a lot of resistance here. Look at all the tails, right? And I've shown that before. So we had a lot of sell tails there. And so if we, highlight those areas, so we got this for support, this for support, and we've got this for resistance. Okay, and then our strike was here at 75.02. So I really like that. I thought, I really was expecting it to peter out, and it really did bounce a lot right in here. And so for the most part during that hour, that trade was looking really good. Now, if you want to get a little more granular on how close this got, we can get down to the 1 minute, and that's going to take us to, let's zoom out here. So you can see This was 259. 259. We dropped 2 pips below. Okay, and then in the last minute came up and just took us out. And at this point, it was dark. Couldn't really do anything. But this rejection here, a lot of times when you see a rejection there in the final minute, that's usually, that's the kill shot usually. But so, at the end of the day, it just gets a little squirrely, and it just was unfortunate. It was just one of those things that does happen. But we just missed that by a couple pipettes. So unfortunate loser. But again, that's an example of why I kind of just lay off Friday. So just know that if we don't have anything on Thursday, and I know sometimes you get the feeling, the want is there to kind of get another trade in, but in reality, we met our quota for the week by Wednesday actually, because we had, just in that day alone, we had 5 trades off, which is normally what we go for during the whole week on average. So really wasn't any reason to get into this on Friday, other than I was trying to get another trade out for you. That's just something we're going to avoid in the future on Fridays, unless something really, if there's a mispricing, and there's something way out of whack and we can take advantage of, and it's the picking the money up off the ground, then we'll do that. So anyway, I just wanted to cover that with you guys, and hopefully, that's a great example. Following rules is a wonderful thing, and when we get away from it, sometimes we can get tagged. So anyway, we'll be back at it next week. There's going to be a lot of good setups, and we're on pace for a good month. So hit me up and let me know how things are going for you guys. I want to hear from you guys. I want to help. So feel free to hit me up in the room, or you can shoot me an email. And if you don't have that, I can get that to you for you subscribers to the service, or give me a comment down below. That works too. If you guys are just checking out the video, subscribe to our channels. I'm putting out videos almost on a daily basis, and it's not just trade recaps, it's also trading methodologies and other helpful things that we can use when we're trading, and our psychology and tools like logging, and I'll get into that in another video. I might put out a logging video this weekend. Alright, so until I see you guys, this is a 3-day weekend, so we won't see any trading action until Monday evening, and we'll be looking for swings at that time. So take care, have a great weekend, and we'll be back at it next week. All right, guys, enjoy.